Hi everybody, and welcome back to Lost Genre Reddit Stories. This post is from the subreddit Relationships, and it's by user Throwaway4away. My geeky girlfriends, 21 female, together 6 months, friends, hate me, 21 male. Pretty sure one of them, 23 male, has the hots for her. I met my now girlfriend at our campus gym. I jokingly asked her to spot me, made a joke about not being a big guy, I'm not, and somehow ended up getting her to go on a date with me after we were done. We've been together ever since. While I was getting to know her, she admitted to being a huge geek. I never would have guessed, but apparently her brother pretty much gave her a constant stream of stuff like that. At the time I thought, cool, we could play Xbox together or something. There actually wasn't a whole lot of overlap, besides some games like Halo. She's into a lot of things I never paid attention to, including Dungeons & Dragons, Final Fantasy, World of Warcraft, etc. It's been pretty fun, and we still work out and run together all the time, and she'll watch me play intramural sports. We're going to do some co-ed leagues together too. The only problem is that a small group of her friends hate the crap out of me. I'll name the main problem guy, Bill. There's been a couple of really passive-aggressive things him and his little group have done. 1. We were playing Destiny and doing a strike, which is for 3 players. It was Bill, my girlfriend, and me. He kept leaving the party and inviting her to a different party. When she refused, he sent a text saying another one of their friends was on and wanted to play. My girlfriend decided to just play with me and one of my friends. 2. My girlfriend has a nice apartment. I'm probably over there 5 nights a week, including Saturdays. On Saturdays, they have a Dungeons & Dragons party, basically. Some of her friends who play, including Bill, come over and play Dungeons & Dragons. Bill complained about all the people who came over and don't play. Everyone else just drinks and has a good time. My girlfriend told him to get over it because everyone else has a good time. 3. Another video game related issue. My girlfriend had all of us play Diablo 3 hardcore. Her, Bill, me, and Ryan, who is actually a good guy. I was having a little fun, basically, making my girlfriend hold my hand through the game. Bill ran ahead and got killed. He was pissed. 4. He invited my girlfriend to a concert with him and his closer friends after I had already bought the tickets for us to go and have her meet my family again. The festival is in my hometown. My girlfriend told him that we might see him there, and he asked if we would even be together that long. It's in 2 months. And 5, this one's probably the most egregious. Yesterday, he literally sent a text to me saying I'm hogging my girlfriend. I sent something saying that if she didn't want to hang out with me so much, she wouldn't. He replied I didn't have to do everything with my girlfriend and that it was annoying people. I'm positive he has a crush on her. My girlfriend's told me that she grew up with him, but never really liked him, that he was part of the group and she'd rather not make a fuss. She's pretty non-confrontational. I don't think I can blame him for having a crush on her. She's a beautiful girl and all, but I definitely think he's been nothing but an ass this whole time. Fortunately, I'm not very threatened, mainly because he isn't my girlfriend's type physically, if what I look like is anything to go off of. Should I just ignore him? Well, OP, in my opinion, I think you should ignore him, but still keep an eye out for him. I mean, if he's the nice guy type of person, then he's gonna try to start some fuss or something behind the scenes, and that can mean trouble down the road. I don't think you should feel threatened because, as you say, if your girlfriend wouldn't want to spend so much time with you, she wouldn't. However, you could still talk to her about it. Maybe she would like to spend more time with her friends, but she just doesn't know how to say it to you. And one thing that I would do is show the message to your girlfriend, and actually, there's where you can kick off the conversation about how much time you guys spend together. You can say something like, hey, you know, Bill sent me this weird message where he says I'm hogging you and that it's starting to annoy people. How do you feel about this? And then you can start the conversation. Other than that, don't do anything else, other than keeping an eye out like I said. Don't confront him or call him out or anything like that. Unless he does something way out of line that actually puts some pressure on your girlfriend or makes her feel bad or anything like that. And what do you guys think OP should do in this situation? Let me know what you would do in the comments section, and now let's move on to the community comments to see what they said. Edgin708 says, honestly, your girlfriend is an effing gem. She's handling the situation perfectly in my opinion. She's on your side every time. She's shutting down every attempt he's making to be in between you, and she doesn't seem to be leading the guy on. And you seem to be handling it pretty well too. If you really feel the need to do something, have a talk with her and see if she thinks he's got a crush on her too. She might not realize it, and talking about it might open her eyes to it a little so that she can reinforce to him that she's not interested. Seriously though, I think ignoring it is probably best, especially if you feel secure about the relationship as you seem to. Signer says, ignore away. The dude is shouting into the void. Let him tire himself out and finally get on everyone's nerves so much that he stops being welcomed. One way or another, this problem is temporary. If he contacts you about this stuff though, run it past your girlfriend. She needs to know where he's at. And of course, support her if there ends up being any group drama over this, but I'm sure you don't need telling that. And Opie responds, done. I showed her the text conversation. She said that he tried to talk to her about hanging out with the old group more. It's Enough for Me says, I just had to post this. Your girlfriend is effing awesome. My ex and I were in the same situation. Her friends didn't like me and she never really introduced them to me. But every effing time anyone wanted to play with her, every day more than 4 hours, she would drop me or leave the game to play with them. Hell, she even would go on spontaneous LAN parties and cancel dates for it. Okay, now my advice is that I think Bill has a crush on her and wants to make you mad and show you in a negative way. The way your girlfriend handles it is perfect, but you need to look out if anything in her behavior changes. Remain calm and don't let him get the best of you and start rage or something because that's what he wants. I wish you the very best. Additional information from Opie's comments. I kind of talked to my girlfriend a little bit about this after seeing some individual advice here, and she seems aware that he's being an ass. Maybe, as some of you say, I'm spending too much time at her place, but so are her friends, like every day. Also, I don't think I've ever said let's go out or do something without them, besides the concert, but I wanted to meet my siblings. They're still usually over at her apartment almost as much as I am, although they obviously don't spend the night. She has asked them to leave before to give us some private time, but that's only been a few times after we hadn't seen each other for a while. Now, to clarify my gaming skills, I'm great at Destiny and other shooters, probably better than they were. Now, on the Diablo incident, my girlfriend was teaching me how to play. I didn't mean literal hand-holding. We were playing hardcore because I jokingly said I wanted to, and he ended up dying fairly early, around level 20. I did suck at it, I didn't really understand the mechanics of the game. We were somewhat messing around while we were playing, but I doubt he knew that. I really don't think it's my lack of skill, especially since I'm generally pretty good at most games I play, that's making him dislike me. As for my tastes, I don't play that many games, although my girlfriend's made it her personal mission to play as many things as possible. And regarding his comment about the extra people when they play D&D, let me give you some context. She'll invite her friends and is okay with me inviting some of mine. Normally people just talk and drink and eat pizza while they play, and everyone will usually watch some of the college football games on TV. Doesn't really have too much to do with Dungeons and Dragons, and before you tell me that maybe I'm ruining their immersion on the game, from what my girlfriend told me, they don't really get that into it when they play D&D. Even when they played in high school, they would just sit and talk about other things while they played, occasionally all sipping on beer they stole from their parents. Alright, well I think the community gave OP some pretty level-headed advice about, just stay calm and ignore, it's all good, and we got some more context to help understand with the dynamics of the group. So now, let's move on to the first of 2 updates that we've got for this story. Well, those of you that said just wait and let him escalate things, he did just that. Something I ate must have given me food poisoning 2 days ago, so she's been taking care of me. If that's not intimacy, I don't know what is. She got a call from Bill, who was at her apartment with some of her friends. She pretty much has an open door policy. People drop by unannounced all the time. She went to go meet them. Apparently, they decided to have some sort of intervention, basically saying what Bill had said to me earlier in text, that I didn't have to do everything with them and that we spent too much time together. It escalated because my girlfriend got angry and they aren't friends anymore. My girlfriend came home crying. I did my best to comfort her and we haven't heard from them since yesterday. Apparently, there were a few more people, including some of her female friends in that group, that she's been really close with who had a problem with us, but most of her friends didn't bother taking a side. After this happened, I've really been trying to figure out what they didn't like about me. I don't think I'm controlling or abusive, I wasn't loud or obnoxious with them, and I've never really treated her poorly in front of them. It's not eating me up or anything, but I really have no clue what I did wrong. In the intervention, they said that I didn't have to be there for everything, but when my girlfriend told them that she wanted me there, then things escalated with them telling her that they didn't feel like I was a good guy and that she could do better. My girlfriend told me that she pretty much ended the rational part of the conversation there and she left soon after, so she didn't really hear the actual grievances against me. I get that they would be afraid of losing a friend, but they still all hung out with her at least once a week and played Xbox with her constantly. Hell, when we first started sleeping together, she would want to get on Xbox right after. It's not like they don't interact at all anymore, she's constantly on live with them. When I play games with them, I don't normally get in the way. The Diablo story in the original post was a rarity. It was my actual first time playing the game and my girlfriend and I were drunk. She said that I'm her first serious boyfriend, but she's been in relationships before. I don't think they ever had a problem with the group, but I doubt they spent as much time together as we do. They don't hang out with her that much in real life. Even before we started dating, it was usually only once or twice a week. I don't know if my girlfriend wants to hang out with them anymore. She's still pretty pissed. She said that the only way they hang out again is if they apologize to us. How do I support her through this? She's lost a relatively large chunk of friends, and even if they weren't great friends, they were the people she shared her hobbies with. Obviously, if she wants to do anything with me, I'll do it with her, but I can't replace all of them. She's not crying anymore, she's just angry at this point. Oh wow, it was a group intervention to get rid of you, man. But it's really cool that she stood up for the both of you and told them to stop. Now in terms of supporting her, I think just be there for her. Like you say, you can't replace all of her friends and you can't tell them to stop being stupid and be friends again, so just be there for her and comfort her. And on that note, let's move on to the final update to this story to see how it ends. John, another one of her original D&D buddies from high school, sent my girlfriend an email asking if they could talk with us yesterday. We agreed, honestly thinking that they might apologize. They actually decided to tell my girlfriend that they'd still like to be friends and that they didn't have to be friends with me to be friends with her. My girlfriend said she understood that, but wasn't even sure if she still wanted to be friends. They actually apologized for putting her in that position the other day when they tried an intervention. She still said the only way that they could ever be friends again was to apologize to me and her. I really don't know why, but I had to ask what they didn't like about me. They told me, and honestly, some of their points had a little merit, and I'll probably have to work on them. 1. I only met my girlfriend because I was physically attracted to her and decided to talk to her. I don't think this is a legitimate criticism. 2. I spend too much time with my girlfriend, which I do, but like I said in the previous post, it's something we both currently want and I've never told her to hang out with me over them or something. 3. I only talk to my girlfriend when we're all in a group. I guess I tend to do that. I see how that's annoying when we're having a conversation no one else is a part of. 4. They feel like I've had my girlfriend kick them out before. She has a few times so we could be together. Both times. I didn't tell her to. 5. Apparently, I've taken advantage of her. She turned 21 before me, so I would always give her cash so she could go run up to the ABC store and get whatever we wanted to drink that night. On one night, this was when we were first dating and still using them, I asked her to get condoms because we ran out. Apparently, they were there with her and she was really embarrassed about it. I definitely thanked her. She didn't seem upset about it at the time, and when I talked to her after we left, I apologized for putting her in a place she felt uncomfortable. 6. Apparently, my friends that came over made a few jokes about Dungeons and Dragons and made them feel uncomfortable. I apologized for this. And 7. Bill heard a story, and thus told it to the rest of the group, from one of my few high school friends, who I might actually have to talk about this, who came to this school about a few of the girls I dated in high school, and that I had a nasty habit of leading girls on in high school. I did, but my senior year my mom and my older sister sat me down and told me to cut the crap out and treat women with more respect. So I did. I've told my girlfriend about this. I consider it to be one of the more important moments of my life. Anyways, we left. My girlfriend and I talked it over. She's still not going to forgive them if they don't apologize to both of us. She said she doesn't want to spend any less time with me and sent an email pretty much saying that to them. 2 of the 6 have already apologized by way of phone call. I should note that Bill wasn't there. I think he's out of town for whatever reason, but he ended up apologizing, so I just feel like I'll keep an eye on him for now. The 2 girls in the group are her friends that usually come over multiple times a week, as opposed to the Dungeons and Dragons group who came over once a week. I think the girls will probably start inviting her out more as opposed to hanging out in her apartment. I really don't think that if they continue playing D&D that they'll be able to hang out somewhere else. My girlfriend said that she'd be willing to move the D&D night with the people that have apologized and have everyone just come over Saturday. I definitely plan on making an effort with the ones that apologized. I think the reason I never talked to them so much was that they were probably a little hesitant around me, and I just took that as them not really wanting a conversation. The fact that, from what I've gathered so far, Bill gathered that information about me from my high school friends makes me uneasy. I don't have anything to hide, but he basically researched me. I haven't said anything about this because I do want my girlfriend to have her friends back. I think our relationship is still doing really great. We had a lot of fun this weekend before they asked to meet us. I also wanted to apologize for posting so much. I'm not terribly close with my friends. I can't really talk to them about this, and it's also nice to get some outside perspectives on everything, so thanks. Well, Opie, I gotta say, you and your girlfriend handled this pretty well, and it's great to know that your relationship is still strong considering everything. Hopefully it keeps going that way. So thank you so much for sharing, and all the best in the future to the both of you. Take care. Now, let's move on to the next post. This post is from the subreddit Malicious Compliance, and it's by use @electrical5354. I knew my job, but the new manager thought he knew better, so I did it his way, very precisely. So, I used to work for one of the top delivery companies in the UK. There was a lot less competition 15 years ago. I was very good at my specific delivery job, and I often undertook every office task, from single delivery routes to maintaining the office and delivery distribution to all routes. Then, one day, in comes the new manager, and it was the cliché that you dread. You probably all have met the type. Suit is slightly too big and has a trainee mustache. He had just finished uni and, to his credit, got himself a business degree. The problem with this company was every office around the whole country was run differently, and this poor manager was expecting every person to do things by the letter, but most of the work was done on goodwill since we were allowed to finish for the day when we had completed our deliveries. It was creating a rod for our own backs, to be honest, but it was nice to finish earlier on lighter days. Finally, on his 3rd day after watching me daily and asking me why I was doing things in certain orders, I told him my delivery route was complex and required it to be done in a certain order to ensure the time deliveries got there before 1 p.m. and the other delivery staff was fed their delivery materials by myself at certain times to ensure optimum delivery speeds and minimum delay. He replied, "No, it doesn't work like that." I simply stared for a bemused few seconds and said, "I don't understand." He wanted it by the letter today, as per company guidelines. I argued very hard against it and said he will regret it because we won't complete, but he insisted I was wrong because it was all timed and measured. So, after an exasperated 15-minute heated discussion, I did as I was told, to the letter. The 5 staff I fed deliveries to wasn't happy, but understood. It was like a domino effect of carnage. At 12:30 p.m., we all rang in the office to report the failed time deliveries, which he promptly freaked out because they were strictly monitored. The subsequent enforced break times and shuffling required also left 15 to 20% of each walk unfinished, which he also now has to complete himself on top of the timed ones. He had to fill out reports for all failed 1 p.m. deliveries and all walk failures, and then had to call in managers from other offices to finish it all. They all finished around 4 hours late. He was not popular. The next day he came to me and asked me to show him the mechanics of the delivery route in detail because I didn't expect that to happen, if I'm honest. It was close enough to an apology from me. Big smiley face. Well, OP, even though he effed up, at least he came back to you without being a douche and asked for your help. I think that's growth. Thanks for sharing, OP. And it's that time that we've reached the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed today's stories. I really did enjoy reading them to you. So if you did, then don't be shy and go ahead and give the video a like. And don't forget to subscribe or even share this video with people that you might think will enjoy my storytelling. Also, if you have the time, go down to the video description and check out all the links I have for you, from our Discord community to my channel merch. And finally, I'd like to say thank you for watching. It really means a lot to me that you enjoy my videos. And having said all that, I'll see you guys in the next video.